Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Monday night, that time of the week again, team of the week predictions. As you can see, I have my team up here. I'm gonna do a little something different this week. I think what I'm gonna do because I like every time I look at a player, can't remember where where some of them play, or what specifically they did. So I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna start and try to go through leagues and like Prim League, and all so on and so forth, and try to do it that way. Um, and see how that works out. So let's dive into it. Start off with Serie A. We have Mr. Alo Bala. He had a decent game against Brescia, and he pretty much had the game-winning goal scored in the 38th minute, 1-0, and then Quadrado added one late, but Dybala had an 8.6 rating. They had a clean sheet, so I feel like that'll get him so far. Basically, what you can see in my starting 11, it's if this holds true, and I've seen some other predictions from other people that have some of these similar players in there, it's going to end up being a pretty decent team of the week this week. And there's a lot of good links as well, as you can see here. Dybala should get in. Um, then moving along, we'll go to Serkovic, Savic, lot. But yeah, Lazio. See, I told you. So Lazio came back to beat Inter 2-1. Mobley got the game tying goal, and Savage scored the game winner in the 69th minute. He had he had a 7.6 rating, so that's not the best, but I put him in because he had the game winning goal. That was a huge game for Lazio as well. That means they've won 3 in a row. So a heads up on that. Lazio, Luis Alberto, they win this weekend. He gets upgraded. Tottenham, if they win this weekend, Dele Alli gets upgraded, and Ben Sansone, if Dick de Marseille in this weekend, he gets upgraded as well. And Alex Telles, excuse me, they won their fourth in a row on Sunday. He should have gotten upgraded already if he hasn't. So keep that in mind as well. Let's see. If I had any more. Yes, Sus. No, no, Suso's in La Liga now. That and those the only two I think that are out this week. So we'll move along to Prem League. So we got Young Min Sun. He had 2 goals. He had the game winner as Tottenham struggled to beat relegation-bound Aston Villa 3-2 Saturday. That should be a striker card since he played striker in that game. Goals, eight. Excuse me, 2 goals and an 8.5 rating. So feel like he's pretty much in that performance. Then we switch over to the right wing, right mid position where Nicholas, they finally showed up again as Arsenal beat Newcastle 4-0. He had 1 goal, assist, 9.7 rating, and they also had a clean. So I feel that's pretty much a guarantee him in the week. It also means that his ones to watch will upgrade as well. I believe it'll go from an 86 to an 87. Looking for that. It pains me. It pained me to think about this, but I had to put Harry Maguire in. He shouldn't have even been on the pitch when he scored. VAR is an incredible joke in the Premier League this year. But he had a goal, 8.5 rating, and a clean sheet. And I looked at his stats, and there's not really any way you could have left him out that performance today. So I feel like he'll get in. That's it for Premier League. Yeah, that's it for Premier Leagues. These will just kind of have to go by one. Let's see. Next, let's move to Bundesliga. got Serge Gnabry. He had 2 goals, and an 8.7 rating and a one Bayern win over C Sunday. Actually, Tomas Muller, I had him down. He had 2 assists and 8.6 rating. Um, but I think they'll give it to Serge Gnabry. That performance. And on Friday, Borussia Dortmund beat Eintracht Frankfurt 0. And this is kind of tough because they could go one of two directions with this one. I think Hakimi. But I've seen some predictions that have Hakimi as a right wing back, and I thought he played a different position in that game. So let me check that out real quick. Yeah, so Hakimi really played like a right mid position. Um, so I mean, I have him listed as a CM, but he won't be a CM. I mean, he could. I don't know. It's going to be a toss up. Um, they put him at, but I feel like that his performance, 2 assists, 8.4 rating, clean sheet, that should get him in. But Rafael Guerrero, he had an he had a goal, 8.9 rating, so they could go that way. They might give it to Guerrero over Hakimi. But I just think the 2 assists were more in that game than Guerrero's 1 goal. So we'll see which way they go there. Let's see. Have any more? Yes, we do have another German, Mr. Wout Weghorst. Say that 3 times real fast. I can't even say it 1 time real fast. Um, he had a hat trick in Wolfsburg, 3-2 win over Hoffenheim. Um, and I believe he had a 10 rating. No, wait a minute. No, this is what this shocked me. His rating was only 8.4, kind of unusual. I mean, I would have thought his rating would have been higher, but he had an 8.4. The hat trick. He literally won the game for Wolfsburg. So, feel pretty confident that he's going to get in as well. Uh, yeah, that does it. Let's go to La Liga next. And I have a couple in, I think. Let's start with Mr. Moreno. Find the game. It's right there, right in front of my face. Villarreal beat Fonte 2-1, and Mr. Moreno had an assist in that game. I think I forget to put. I definitely did not put that's in right. Yeah, that makes it even more justifiable for me. He had 1 goal assist. He scored the first an assist game winner. So for me, that puts him in with 7.9 rating. This also means that his headliner will get an upgrade as well. And I believe it's an 88. That's what his headliner should go. I think he's in the headliner. If I remember. If not, feel free to at me or let me know. Next we have Mr. Gay Robert. Uh, Barcelona won. Yeah, 2-1 over Getafe, and Sergey had the what proved to be the game-winning goal, 39th minute. Barca are kind of struggling to find ways to score right now. Suarez out, Dembele is out. Griezmann did score a goal. Messi had an assist again, but I feel like Roberto that goal and his rating was a good rating. Well, I realize around 8, um, but I still feel like that'll get him in. I feel like if they're gonna do another promo this week, then I feel like this team of the week that I put together, I feel like it juices it up enough that and I've like I said, I've looked at other predictions and a lot of these are similar. what I've seen on other predictions. We'll have to see how it plays out. But in my opinion, this team of the week is a little bit more appealing than last week's team of the week, even though they juiced it up for the winter refresh, which has been kind of disappointing. Um, then we have Suso. This is the one. This is the interesting one. Um, is playing for Sevilla now, and he actually had a goal, and an assist, and he had a 10 rating in that game. Made the La Liga team of the week, so it's kind of normally I don't put guys in that draw games, but EA have proven that that if they have a good game and they make a difference in that game in some way, shape, or form, that generally ends up getting them a spot in the team. So Suso being 84 rated, and it's for some reason it still has his card, but he's actually at Sevilla now. So I think that should get it because they were down 2-1, so he brought it back in the 80th minute, and he assisted on the goal. I think with 10 rating and a goal and assist, that should get him in. Let's see, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I did miss this card. So I had a hard time. There was a couple that I left out, and I'll go over some left out. But Dusan Vlahovic, Tina, he had 2 goals, and he actually had the game winner. Let me go back to did have the game winner. Uh, yeah, at the time it proved to be the game winner, and they ended up going on to blow out Sampdoria. Dusan Vlahovic, yeah, he scored the second goal. So the first goal was an own goal, and then he scored the second goal, which put him up 2-0, and that basically proved to be the game winner. And he added another goal in the 7th minute. So he had 2 goals and an 8 rating, whereas Federico Chiesa, he had a 7.9 rating, and he also had 2 goals. Um, but I think Duhovic actually played the whole game. Um, I just think that his performance there gets him in the team of the week. He's actually a bronze card, so that's why you see the 70s. Usually they sneak a silver in there for team of the week. So for me, that was my sneak in this week. Um, so apologize for missing that earlier. Sorry for the cat being in the way as usual again. We'll go to because I think this is the yeah. So some of the rest of these are like one on things. So Walter Benitez, uh, Nice, uh, won 2-0. He had 5 saves, 3 in the box. He had an 8.5 rating. Obviously, clean sheet. So I put him in with that performance. And then on goalkeepers, we'll go to Christopher Nordfeldt. He is in Turkish League, and I actually have to go. Like I have to read the stat line because it was pretty nuts when I saw it, and I was contemplating on whether to put him in or not because the silver that was I think it was Marius Müller last week. He had 10 saves. They didn't put him in the team either, so I was a little hesitant to put him in this week. But I mean, got to find the stat line because I mean, uh, it was a passer out. No, 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 no. I don't know how to. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna completely butcher this. Ligi, however you say that, from the Turkish league. I went and looked at the stats. I was like, holy cow, goalkeeper with a 10 rating. All right, let's go. This guy had 12 saves. He had 7 saves inside the box, and he had 2 punches. He had 55 touches, 28 long balls, 11 of them being accurate clearances. This guy had a huge game in a 1-0 win in Turkish league, and let's see what that put him. I mean, it moved him moved him into a tie for 11th place. I mean, you know, I don't know. So I think he should get in, and that's probably where I'm going to mess up again because originally I had Mert Knock. He plays for uh, Istanbul BB, I believe, and he had an 8.7 rating. He had 7 saves, 2 in the box. He had 53 touches. He had similar stats to uh, just not as many saves. So that's why I put Nordfeldt in. The only other one that I probably could see getting in, Ochoa from Liga MX. He had 6 saves, 3 in the box. He had 1 punch. He had an 8.3 rating and a clean sheet. I believe they won like 2-0. Um, so for the guys that had clean sheets, I kind of feel like if goalkeeper to get in anymore, unless it's just an insane performance, they have to have a clean sheet, and obviously they have to win. There was Silver that had clean sheet, but he died, so um, it's just hard for me to leave Northvelt out. So that's why I put him in. But like I said, they could go Mert Gunok, they could go Ochoa, but I feel like Walter Benitez is pretty much a shoe in starting goal. At left back, we have Nicholas Tagliafico. He had an assist. It wasn't an outstanding. I don't think it was a really outstanding performance from him, but defenders like after I put together my stats for the week, it was pretty hard to find defenders that had any games this week and that were actually in good leagues. So Ajax won 3-0. He had a late assist, so he had an 8 rating, which was excuse me, best best on the team in that game. He had 4 clearances, 4 interceptions, 3 tackles. He had a he did have a pretty decent game. I mean, not the best, but like I said, defensively it was hard to come up with guys this week. He's a big name, and this would also mean his headliner would upgrade. Um, so it's kind of interesting. We got Harry Maguire, who I think has a one watch. I can't remember. Maybe that was last year. Um, yeah, I think Maguire has one. Pepe has one. So those will probably get upgraded. Moreno and Tagliafico have headliners, and I'm probably forgetting somebody else, but it's gonna be interesting to see how many of those predictions they put in because they have to upgrade the cards because all know that EA don't like to upgrade the cards. So, but like I said, Tagliafico, I feel pretty confident that then we'll just stay on this page here. Um, finish this page up, and then we'll go to the subs. So Mats Ritz from Club Brugge. He had both goals, and they won 2-1. I believe it was Sunday, I think. Dijon, and it was Saturday. So he had both goals in a 2-1 win over Vasa Breveren. Um, so I feel like that pretty much guarantees him a slot in the team of the and that just extended Club Brugge's league over a Ant, who squeaked out a 3-win Friday. So yeah, I think that gets him in, and then to Swiss League because there were actually a couple options from the Swiss League this week. I'm always looking for guys that have games in leagues that don't get kind of as much notoriety. So on Sunday, Servette beat FC Zurich. So I went to this game and I looked at it and I was like, uh, wow. I was like, okay. Like, so I went. The first thing I usually do is I just go look at the lineup. So I was like, 9 points. All right, cool. Like that's pretty much, I clicked on it. So since I have him in there, he had 3 assists in the game, so he had a hat trick of assists, 9.7 rating. They did not have a clean sheet, but that's still an impressive performance. So then I went back to the details, and then I went back and looked at the lineup again. I scrolled down, and I'm like, wait a minute. There was somebody that came off the bench, scored a hat trick with 9 point. I'm like, oh, who do I put in? So I was like, it's kind of some of the other guys that I have in are strikers. So I went with the midfielder here. So I mean, he could be a right mid, um, something, but he had Miroslav Stefanovic had a 9.7 rating and the hat trick of assist. Kone had a hat trick on goals and he had a 9.2 rating. So I went the higher rating and the hat trick of assist because I feel like that's a little bit harder to get than a hat. I mean, a hat trick one way or the other doesn't matter. It's hard to get in itself. Um, but that's the way I went. So don't be surprised if you see Corone there because he literally had a hat trick in less than basically 25 minutes. He scored 3 goals in 25 to 20. So see what they do. I think let's see, Stefanovic. Yeah, Stefanovic played the whole game. So again, that's another reason why I went with him. Um, so we'll see what pans out from that. But nonetheless, impressive performance from Servette. Uh, let's go back to England and in I go I could so we'll go to the championship for this next one, and it was Barnsley defeated Fulham 0, and Cauley Woodrow had the first goal, so basically, technically sealed the game in the 20th minute. He assisted in the second goal, which put the game away 2-0, and then he actually scored another goal in the game, put the game out of reach. So he had 2 goals, 1 assist, 9.1 rating, and he was Cam. So I feel like that performance, he actually outdid the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper actually had an 8.8 rating in that match for Barnsley. He kept a clean sheet. I think Collie would play for Barnsley in that game, and that I mean they're a relegation team, but like full third place. Barnsley's 24th. That was a huge win for Barnsley, and it actually brings them within 6 points of the relegation, getting out of the relegation. So it's Barnsley, Luton, Wigan right now. Relegation, Stokes right above that. So I feel like that performance should get him in. But again, when you get in these lower rated cards, it's kind of hard to predict. Yeah, you're going to go with that. So hopefully, hopefully my reserves make it in. So let's bounce back over here. Uh, um, the rest of the reserves, and let's go back to. Need to go back to the Netherlands, and I was already there once. Probably. Oh yeah, I think I was. Yeah, for Ajax. My bad. So Steven Berghuis for Feyenoord. They beat PC as well. Berghuis was a huge reason for that. They were down 2-0 in the first half. He assisted Leroy 38th minute to bring it to 2. And Berghuis scored in the first 5 minutes of the second half to bring it to 2-2. Bull answered, and then Berghuis answered literally right back 6 minutes later to tie it. They ended up putting it away in the 8th minute to win. Berghuis had a 9.8 rating, 2 1 assist. That's a pretty good game. Um, and like I said, literally when you have almost a 10 rating, it's hard to leave those types of out of team of the week. So that's why I have him in there. An 85 rated, whether he's usable in your squad or not, that remains to be seen. But that's another good week. Saudi Arabia for this next one, and I'll probably miss it. It's Abdurzak Hamdallah had a hat trick. I got to make sure I get the. Yeah, that is right. I was on it and I was looking on the opposite side. So Al Nassr defeated Al Shabab. He had a hat trick. He literally scored second and third goal and basically put the game away with the third goal. He scored another one. So actually, he scored that third stoppage time in the 92nd minute, and one of his teammates scored a 94th minute to seal it. Hamdallah with a 10 rating and a hat trick gets in. 84 rated, not too bad. If I remember correctly, his card's not too bad. So I mean, he's usable as a super sub or something. If you're running any kind of special leagues or need rocking link, so he should get in. This next one, I kind of had to chuckle because I was like, this is going to be an oldie but a goodie. So um, go to Argentina, and I believe, and this one right, yeah, Boca Juniors beat Central Cordoba 4-0 Sunday. Mr. Carlos Tevez getting back, turning to his younger days. He had 2 goals and an assist in the game, and see what his rating was. He had a 9.4. So I feel like that's again, like I say, I go looking in leagues that it's not about, in my opinion, it's not about having the best. That's kind of what irritated me about the team of the week last week. It's not about having the best guys in there. Like Mbappe, there were a couple guys in there that they scored like 1 goal and that was it. There were other guys that had better performance. It's performances that get you into team of the week. I get that people want to pack cards and they want usable cards, but same time, some of these guys for their performances that they deserve a team of the week card. And I'm not saying Tevez gets in. I'm not saying in 2 weeks if he has the same performance he should get in. I'm not saying that at all, but um, it just he returns to Argentina, so I think he should get in. Um, so we'll see if it happens or not. This next one, this is one I struggled with because he's been in the team of the week before, um, and had 2 goals in a 4-0 win for Olympiacos from Hellisliga. Yusuf El Arabi. Let see what his rating was. Actually, they don't do ratings for Hellisliga, so I'm not really sure. But they had a clean sheet, and he scored one of the first, basically put the game away. Um, I do have him in. Excuse me. So again, we'll see if that happens or not. And then I have to look this last one up because I can't remember this guy. I should know. I spelled it. Nope, I didn't. Yeah, look at your dummy. Uh, I still spell fat finger. Danadane. CS Maritimo. We go to Liganos and oh, sitting here looking for Liganos. So Maritimo 1-0. Yeah, 3-0 over Paco State. And Mr. Z Jr., as I'm going to call him, had an 8.7 rating, and he scored the first goal, which turned out to be the game winner. So again, this week was tough for finding defenders that help their clubs out. So I felt like this performance, he had an 8.7 rating, and he was man of the match for the team. So I feel like that gets him in the team of the week as a center back. So that is team of the week 23 in a nutshell. Some of the ones that could potentially get in that I don't have in. Marcus Thuram had 2 assists for Mönchengladbach, 8.7 rating, so there's a possibility he could get in. Dries Mertens scored. I think he scored the game winner for Napoli. Um, yeah, they won 1-0, and he had to get one goal, so possibility that he gets in. He could get in over Dybala maybe, but I felt like Dybala was a better selection there. Like I said, Koro Kone had a hat trick in Swiss Super League within like 26 minutes of the being subbed on, so he could get in. Lars Stindl for Mönchengladbach, he had 2 goals. He could potentially get in. Like I mentioned, Rafael Guerrero, he could get in for a couple of guys that I have seen in other predictions that I didn't put in mine. Paulo Bartolome, he had a hat trick as well as a 9.2 rating. That was uh, second league in Italy. Alan Judge had 2 goals and 1 assist and a 9.4 rating. But I left those 2 guys out in favor of the other rated guys that I put in. Thomas Mueller had 2 assists, like I said. There's a potential he could get in, but I doubt it. Um, and let's see, defensively, there's like 3 guys that I didn't put in. Actually, 4 technically. Dedrick Boyata, he had a goal. And I can't remember if it was a game winner. No, I think it was like that. Potential he could get in. I took him out in favor of Harry Maguire. Tanguy Kouassi for PSG, he had 2 goals, 9.1 rating, but they drew before. So I'm going to say that, in my opinion, he doesn't deserve a team of the week, but for some reason they put Glick in earlier this year when Monaco drew 3-3, I think it was. So it's not going to surprise me to see him in the team of the week. And then Relay, he had 1 goal, and they had a clean sheet and 8 rating. Um, there's a possibility he could get in. But that's my thoughts for team of the week. And remember, tomorrow is UCL marquee matchups. And missed it, check out my predictions video. But I think it's going to be and PSG and Spurs and Leipzig this week, since Valencia and Atletico are already in marquee matchups for this current week, not the upcoming week. I think they'll push those matchups out to March. So go pick up your UCL cards, pick up your gold fodder for those UCL SBCs. Um, if you guys have different, if you disagree with me on somebody, feel free to tell me why. Give me your thoughts. Um, but yeah, that is my team of the week that I'm going to be submitting here shortly. Um, I've gone back and forth on a couple, and I'm just going to stick with what I got. I think it's pretty good. I think it could get me 15 this week. Last week was a little bit of a rough week. I think I only got 12. So we'll have to see how we do this week. But anyway, follow me on Twitter, Hunter1974 Ghost. Hit me up there if you want. Twitch is Ghost Hunter1974. Discord, Ghost Hunter1974. And my team of the week 23 predictions, guys. A good rest of your evening, and we will see you on another video later. Peace.